I'm Berks County Commissioner Christian Leinbach, and I want to welcome you to our Commissioners Board meeting for April the 28th. We are broadcasting live on Microsoft Teams live event, as well as BCTV, Facebook, and YouTube Live. And at this time, I'd like to recognize my Executive Assistant, Anne Marie Grill. Anne Marie?
Thank you, Commissioner Leinbach. Public comment will be accepted in person and through the Q&A function. Please include your first name, last name, and municipality for all comments. Any comment without name and municipality will not be considered. Each citizen can submit one comment. Comment length is dictated by the limitations of the platform being used. Teams Q&A, Facebook, and YouTube. In-person comments will be accepted first, followed by comments submitted virtually. The comment period is limited to a total of 30 minutes, including both in-person and virtual comments. This time period may be extended at the discretion of the board. Please be concise. Comments that are germane to county business will be read during the meeting and should not be considered to be interactive dialogue with the commissioners. The county solicitor shall be the final arbiter of whether a comment is germane and should be read. Any commissioner response to public comment will be done at the discretion of the commissioners.
Thank you very much, Anne Marie. We will begin, as we always do, with a moment of silence, followed by a pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Are there any additions or corrections to the April 21st, 2022 Commissioner meeting minutes? Hearing none, the minutes will stand approved as presented. We did have an executive session on April the 22nd dealing with personnel. Anne Marie, are there any public comments on specific agenda items?
No,
Thank you. There are not. The agenda, item 1, authorizing under that budget department, adopt a resolution authorizing 2022 budget transfers in the amount of $112,008 and 2022 appropriations in the amount of $146,539 per listing dated April the 22nd. Under Human Resources, we have several items. Item 1, authorize the promotion of Andrew Wenger from Detective 4 to Lieutenant in the District Attorney's Office. Item 2, authorize the promotion of Heather Gehring from part-time RN staff, Berksheim Nursing, to full-time Director of Infection Control Wound Care, Berksheim Nursing. Item 3, authorize the hourly part-time rate adjustments as outlined on the attached listing. And item 4, authorize a $150 boot stipend for 2 sergeants, jail system, per attached listing. We have a number of items listed under the commissioners. Item A, adopt a resolution authorizing the reappointment of Lee Olson to the Mount Penn Preserve Partnership Council of Governments, expiring on December 31st of 2022. Item B, adopt a resolution authorizing the reappointment of Kevin S. Barnhart to the Mount Penn Preserve Partnership Council of Governments, expiring on December 31st, 2023. Item C, adopt a resolution authorizing the execution of the First Amendment to the Southeastern Pennsylvania Mutual Aid and Cooperation Agreement of 2009, amending the 2009 Mutual Aid Intergovernmental Cooperation Agreement to admit Berks County as a member of CEPA-RTF. Item D, adopt a resolution authorizing execution of the Department of Army Right of Entry Agreement, granting the United States of America government a temporary right of entry to 1268 Palisades Drive for the Blue Marsh Lake Sewer Force Main Replacement Project in Berks County, Pennsylvania. Item E, adopt a resolution authorizing the execution of a letter of support to the Borough of Wyomissing, supporting their application to the statewide local share account program on behalf of the Stone Park ADA and Safety Improvements Project. Item F, adopt a resolution authorizing the formation of the Schuylkill River Passenger Rail Authority Technical Committee to provide insight and advice about strategy, objectives, and tactics to the members of the authority relative to the Schuylkill River Passenger Rail Authority. Just for a simple explanation, this is a technical committee specifically for Berks County's 3 members to the authority. We had the same thing in place for our 3 members when we had the Tri-County Passenger Rail Committee, and we want to continue that going forward to get their expertise. And then item G, adopt a resolution authorizing the chair to execute a letter to Solicitor Christine Sadler on the behalf of the Berks County Controller's Office in connection with an audit of financial statements as of December 31st of 2021. Item 2, a motion to authorize execution of contract agreements and amendments as set forth on the attached listing dated April the 25th of 2022. There are a total of 10 contracts, 1 with the Berksheim, 3 with Children and Youth Services, 1 with the District Attorney, 1 with Election Services, 1 with Information Systems, 2 with Mental Health and Developmental Disabilities, and 1 with Parks and Rec. And then item 3, a motion to authorize execution of the payments and electronic transfers is set forth on the Controller's Office voucher listing dated April the 28th of 2022.
Motion to approve the agenda is presented.
Second.
The motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion is carried. At this time, we will have our county treasurer's report, and sitting in for our treasurer, Dennis Adams, is his deputy, Linda Weaver. Linda.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We have an opening balance of $212,292,625. We have a balance to clear of $3,704,614.79, leaving us with a balance of $208,588,010.21.
Thank you very much. And the controller's report, sitting in for Sandy Graffius, is Grozna Nikio. Grozna?
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Total cash disbursement for this week's the cash and payables were $15,046,618.33. It included combined payroll in the amount of $4,618,249.31, and accounts payable amounted to $10,428,369.02.
Thank you very much, Grozna. And we'll now move to our Chief Administrative Officer, Ron Seaman, for his report.
Thank you, Commissioner. This weekend, Saturday, April the 30th, and Sunday, May the 1st, is a big event in the Parks Department in that it is the Heritage Center opening weekend. All the museums, the Eastern Canal Museum and the Gruber Wagon Works will be open. And in addition, at the Heritage Center from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., there'll be a free kite workshop. And then on Sunday, May the 1st, at Grings Mill, there'll be a wildflower walk, which is also a free event starting at 1 p.m. So I invite everybody to come out to the parks, either at Grings Mill or the Heritage Center this weekend, and enjoy our system. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And who knows, we might even get snow. Who knows with this weather? Commissioner Michael Rivera.
Yes, thank you, Commissioner Leinbach. Just have a few items today. Just want to congratulate those who participated and won at the What's So Cool About Manufacturing contest, which the prizes were awarded on Monday. These are middle school students from Berks and Schuylkill County that go out and visit one of our many manufacturers here in the county and put together a video about what they learned at that manufacturer. So they're one, learning about manufacturers, two, they were learning about how to work together and put a video together. And some of the videos were actually really amazing. So I want to congratulate those who won and also those who participated, because they all did a great event, and wish the best of success to the Berks County schools that are moving on to the states. So when it comes time to vote, we will get that message out so you can help us vote for our Berks County schools. The other thing I want to talk about is this Saturday, there is a Berks for Peace walk. And the week of April 25th through April 30th, which is this week, is the Youth Violence Prevention Week, which focuses on education, awareness, issue advocacy, and other activities that rally around communities and inspire change with our youth. So the walk is this Saturday, starting at 9 a.m. at RAC in parking lot E. It's a free event, and it will go up to City Park. So if you are free this Saturday morning and would like to walk in favor of ending youth violence and youth violence prevention, please feel free to join us there. And one other item is yesterday was Administrative Professionals Day. So I want to congratulate Barbara and thank her for her hard work. I know she was out for a few months on maternity leave, but she's back now and getting things done. So thank you, Barbara, and happy Administrative Professionals Day, as well as to the administratives of my colleagues, Jessica and Anne Marie. Thank you. And Britt, sorry.
Thank you very much. And we'll turn now to Commissioner Kevin Barnhart.
Goes to show you how tight-fisted I am. I was out of town yesterday, so I didn't get to acknowledge my executive assistant and her hard work helping to coordinate us being out of town the last couple of days. So thank you, ladies, for what you do. So I have a couple quick items. Monday was a travel day for the part of the steering committee for the new correctional facility group. It was the warden, Jeffrey Smith, Chief Deputy Warden Stephanie Smith, Captain Miguel Castro, and Assistant to the Warden Tracy Rhodes and myself traveled on Monday to Davidson County in Tennessee, which is home to Nashville. We spent at least 4 hours at their new facility in downtown Nashville, which we learned quite a bit about staffing needs and struggles they're having, much the same as everyone else is nationwide. Construction was very interesting. It was a 5-story structure. We probably learned more about what we shouldn't do in our potential new construction of our correctional facility than we should. The one key component of it was their behavioral care center, which is not part of the corrections center, but is connected to it by a hallway. So this is where people, through the efforts of the district attorney's office, basically prevents people from being brought into the court system for a period of 7 to 10 days and sometimes longer, who have behavioral health, behavioral care issues. They're dealt with through counselors, through group sessions. It's really a beautiful area. The male unit has capacity for about 24. The female has capacity for about 12. They opened in 2 years ago, and we will be showing pictures and information in the future about some of the components that we would like to see in our new facility and those we would not like to see in our facility. We're very accommodating, very helpful, and they are struggling like we are with, they are down 60 corrections officers, but they work 12-hour shifts. So it's interesting. They also have part-time corrections officers, and they actually bring potential new corrections officers in prior to all the screening and backgrounds to shadow other corrections officers. They found this to be effective in retention, or people that say, hey, this looks like a decent place to work, or it's not a decent place to work. And they focused a lot on their staff and improving their staff morale. Very beautiful laid out cafeteria that there is meals provided twice a day to the staff. So then we drove nearly 400 miles from Nashville to Franklin County, home of Columbus, Ohio, to tour a jail correction center, which will not be open until probably the end of the summer. They actually are going to bring their corrections officer staff in June and spend 3 months learning about the facility. This is phase 1 of 3 phases. Now, recognizing their facility is going to house up to 3,000 inmates. So we had to understand the scale of the facility because the kitchen, the laundry, the units, everything was outsized for 3,000, where we're looking at significantly less population than that. But we would have liked to have spent several hours more at the second facility. We learned so much about what they did. Their major and their chief literally, this has been in process for 8 years. And they traveled to almost 50 jails and prisons throughout the country and tried to bring back the best practices they could possibly find at many of these facilities and incorporate them into this. They were actually a pilot. The reason they've gone to this is they are a stepping up pilot county, Franklin County in Ohio. And we kind of scratched our head because their average daily population is between 1,400 and 1,600, but they're building out for 3,000 because the projections over the next 30 years is the county is going to grow exponentially, and they have to plan for that. But a tremendous amount of understanding and learning there. So we're going to bring a lot back to the steering committee as well as the transition committee, learning all those things. Now there, it's interesting from a staffing perspective in the county, you actually start so both are operated by the sheriff in Tennessee and Ohio. You start, if you want to work for the sheriff's department, you start as a corrections officer. And then from there, you can elevate yourself to other positions in the sheriff's department, warrants, patrol, those sorts of things. So the more experienced people ultimately gravitate out to the other positions. They don't have a staffing issue because it's more of a recruitment tool to get them started at the corrections facility and then branch out from there. Their salaries are pretty high. They start at $59,000, and after 10 years, if you are actually on the street as a patrol sheriff, you make over $100,000. They have commercials on television, which we're going to get a copy of, recruiting people into the system, because with their new facility, they need to recruit an extra 120 corrections officers to staff the building. But again, there are things that we'd certainly like to see incorporated in our new facility, and some things we certainly would not, just based on size, capacity, staffing, and those sorts of things. But their growth potential in that county, we're looking at, our 30-year projection in our needs assessment, but they're expecting to grow a tremendous amount more population in Franklin County. That's why they're going to build for 3,000. So you had to visualize all these massive, like the kitchen can serve 9,000 meals a day, and go, that's quite a bit more than we're ever going to produce. But there again, I think our transition team will probably request to go there probably next year when the female unit's completed, and actually see staff involved in the facility, and also see inmates as well and how they're being cared for. But it's a fabulous tour. Like I said, we wish we could have spent more time at the facility in Franklin County, but that's just the way things go sometimes. Just one other quick item. At 11 o'clock this morning, we have an election board, a small agenda, but nonetheless it's important, approval of a policy and more dialogue on electronic poll books and plans for those. And last but not least, this Saturday, thank you for reappointing me to the Mount Penn Preserve Council of Governments. We have our strategic planning meeting from 8 to 1:30 at the Liederkranz, where we're going to be inviting the other partners that we call them and consider them on the Mount Penn Preserve, the Hill Climb Group, Berks Area Mountain Bike, Pagoda Foundation of Pagoda Skyline, to hear what their mission and their strategies are. Hopefully in the future, this year, we'd like to bring them back together for a real deep dive strategic planning session to see where we can work together and cooperate. Not like we're not doing it now, but just to really put some meat on the bone as far as cooperative spirit with the people that really utilize the Mount Penn Preserve and really have done a great job of stewardship at that location. So it's going to be a busy week. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Barnhart. Just a couple notes. Franklin County, I've been there, is Columbus, the city of Columbus. It is double the size of Berks County. It is almost 3 times. Very large community and growing. So I just know some people are going to hear 3,000. It's a different area, and that's why it's so much larger. 2 items I want to touch on. I think most people are aware, but yesterday Chester County, by a 3-0 vote, formally approved the Schuylkill River Passenger Rail, or formation of the Schuylkill River Passenger Rail Authority, and effectively the authority is in place. We are scheduling our first authority meeting for late June, and that will be the organizational meeting and get things kicked off with next steps. It's an exciting place to be, but there's a lot of work in front of us, so we will move forward. It just is exciting to see the kind of bipartisan support for this effort. Not that there aren't some detractors, and that's understandable, but you had 3-0 votes in all 3 counties. That is a very positive sign. And then secondly, I wanted to recognize my executive assistant, Anne Marie Grill. The news for Anne Marie Grill is she's still here after working for me for a handful of months. She's done a great job, and she gets great support from her fellow executive assistants, Jesse Blauser, Barbara Lopez, but we do like to recognize they're a key part of our team, and Anne Marie has become a very important part of our team. With that, are there any comments from our row officers? Hearing none, we'll turn to public comment, and I believe I see no public comment here. Anything for the good of the order?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
The meeting stands adjourned.